Alright, hey guys, pretty potentially random video here today. We got our first win in iRacing, so figured I'd upload it. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't streaming or recording like from my perspective in VR or on the sim rig, so I'm just gonna be playing it from the view I would use if I was just playing a monitor. And basically, it's just like the dashboard and the windshield because you would have your wheel right underneath. So, we set pole position, so we started in first place after qualifying. I think we practiced run to 118.1 and qualified 118.3 or something on Charlotte Speedway here. Anyways, I'm just going to show the first lap, and then I'm going to show the best lap, and then I'll show, or I'll let it run from there. There's just a few more laps after the best one since it's like the 7th lap in anyways. But yeah, so I haven't been, obviously uploading as much Iron Sight lately. If I've, had some spare time, I've been practicing on this too. I've been having, a lot of fun with iRacing lately, and, it feels, really rewarding and competitive, right? So like getting a win here was like more rewarding than, pretty much anything on Iron Sight at the moment. Especially when you're racing against like 19 guys, you're like kind of fairly new, I guess. I've been playing it for quite a while now, but except maybe getting like the 129 bomb or something like that in Iron Sight, because that's always like really rewarding, getting a new personal kill record or something like that. But yeah, I figured I'd upload this since it's our first win. We set pole position and we led the whole way. I noticed that there was like a Robbie racer behind me, or a first corner hero, whatever you want to call them, because in our formation lap behind the pace car, he was already trying to pass me, and he caught up to the pace car, and I'm like, that's no good. And he wound up actually crashing at, like, literally the first corner. We'll show it after. We'll show some of the incidents after. And then he kind of held people up. But even the guy behind me this race, so this is the best, oh no, that's not it. It's lap 7, sorry. Yeah, so this is my fastest lap of the race. So I'll show this one here. It's been a really fun course, actually. It's interesting how the force feedback in this game, like over bumps and stuff, like the weight distribution of your car is really important. So like if you let go of the gas, the weight shifts towards the front of the car. If you hit the gas, the weight starts shifting towards the back. And it's really important when you go over like elevation bumps, because if you go front through with the throttle let up, like the weight of the car is forward, so your back end can get looser. So it's actually sometimes better to put some gas through some elevation changes, especially in a track like this, which is interesting. Haven't really noticed that in other racing titles. But yeah, so all of this was actually done on the Reverb G2. I now have a CSW 2.5 wheelbase, McLaren GT3 rim, and V3 pedals. So that's a huge upgrade from the Logitech G25, and it makes a really big difference in immersion and feel. I could probably set somewhat similar lap times and stuff like that with the Logitech, but the overall feel with it, and like I basically got a bicep pump after this race. But yeah, sim racing, it's not something, I thought I was actually going to get this into. I played Need for Speed and stuff growing up, but I got the original Assetto Corsa a long time ago, like years and years ago, and I had a Logitech G27, and I never actually got that into it. I wound up selling the G27, and it wasn't until I got the Quest. I sold the Quest for the Quest 2, and then I tried Assetto Corsa again. I guess I should be looking more towards the camera, eh? Sorry, I've just been watching. And the Quest 2, I tried, racing. I got really motion sick for a while. I was like, okay, did the whole first lap in first gear, literally had to lay on the couch after. Next day, popped the car into second gear, went a little faster, went into third gear, and I had to go recover on the couch for a little bit. And then by the third day, I was actually pretty good. And then, obviously now at this point, I get no motion sickness flying, doing barrel rolls in the air, or racing or anything, right? So I'm pretty comfortable in VR now. And my lap times are actually better in VR because I have a real sense of speed, and I can actually like look at the apex or like look around me and stuff. It's more so the sense of speed. Like sometimes on the monitor, like you actually have to look at how fast you're going. Otherwise, it's like I don't know that I'm going like 150 kilometers an hour. But in VR, it feels like you are. And I think that's a huge difference between VR to screens. But yeah, anyways, I was saying before, so this is nice. So he actually let me pass. So he was a lap down, because some people in other lobbies, even if they're a lap down, they're going to try to play defensive and try to block. But like, 10 times out of 10, if I see someone coming through, I'm going to move aside. It's not worth, safety rating. going down to hold a guy up that's, clearly doing better or faster. And even if it's like I'm not getting lapped, if it's like someone that I just notice is clearly faster, I'm not going to ruin his race. I'm going to move aside, let him through, and carry on. And then practice on the track after, and maybe even see what he does that I'm not, something like that. But yeah, anyways, that's twice I've drifted off. So I got Assetto Corsa, and then I got Project Cars 2. Wasn't too big of a fan of how that game handled, and then that led me to try rFactor 2 and ACC. But iRacing to me, especially with the software called IRFFB, and I tweaked the settings on that. iRacing's just it's the best. It's the best one out of them, and you can't online race in the other ones really either. So even if rFactor 2 is up to par on the driving physics and stuff like that, or better than iRacing in driving physics, it's like the iRacing environment is still unbeatable. There's 11, 12,000 players on at one time, scheduled races every half hour to hour, and you have to pay a lot to play. It's really expensive, which sucks, but it's literally the closest you're going to get to actually racing in real life. So if you consider to going to a track, obviously, you get a VR, you get a decent system, you might be in the hole $3,000 or so, but it's a lot cheaper than, or maybe not even $3,000. What am I saying? You could probably get a cheaper VR, cheaper rig, something like that, and be off to the races. Not saying you need VR either, but yeah, every car is like 15 Canadian dollars. Every track's 18, so it really does add up. And I believe we're gonna lap this guy here soon too. So yeah, this was the Ferrari GT 488 GT3 car, and I bought the McLaren MP4 GT3, but I'm liking the Ferrari a lot better, to be honest. And I might pick up the Mercedes AMG 3 as well. I have one more race till I can rank up and then go to Class B in iRacing, and then they're doing the Nordschleife this week, so I really want to get up to that class so I can buy those tracks and race some guys on that, because that's obviously the most fun track there is. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun on iRacing, and winning my first race, it felt super accomplishing. So gets your heart going, that sort of thing. This race, I wasn't really fighting for position though. I was just trying to run some good clean laps, and then wound up, we did lap a couple of guys that probably crashed earlier on or had damage or something. Either way though, like maybe the Iron Sight 129 bomb was as rewarding, I guess, like beating your own kill record. But this has just a sense of realism, so it's like I don't feel like I was playing a game when I did this. I felt like I legitimately won a race, and that's what they say about iRacing too. It's like, yeah, it's not real, but the racing is, sort of thing. So it is really rewarding to get your lap times down and do better, and clearly see where the time can be gained on the track, and see what you're doing wrong and that sort of thing. So this is another gentleman here. He let me pass. We're approaching basically the last lap here, so. But yeah, I had the Quest 2 and tried Assetto Corsa, and that kind of opened up my eyes a little bit to, this could actually be really sweet. I wasn't a fan of, the Quest 2's clarity. My eyes would get strained after about 45 minutes, and then that made me, want to see what else was out there, and I got the Reverb G2, and now I can race for like 3 to 4 straight hours, and my eyes are actually perfectly fine. So that alone was worth the extra money for the upgrade, let alone obviously the graphical fidelity, and then that wound up being, me going from a 2080 Ti to a 3090 just to get the most out of the headset. So it's a steep rabbit hole to climb down. But I think I've pretty much peaked out. I'll show the sim rig what we have after, what we've managed to whip up here. I think everything after painting it and stuff, I think we spent like $1,675 if I remember correctly, or maybe $1,700 on the sim rig. And then the G2 and the system and that type of thing. So it can add up, and then iRacing itself is obviously pretty expensive. But there's nothing quite like it, in all honesty, out of any other racing title there is. That's just my opinion, though. After I've played pretty much all of them: AMS2, rFactor 2, ACC, AC, and I think rFactor 2 and iRacing are the top ones for sure. And I don't know if I already said it or not. The software iRacing Force Feedback software that you can download basically puts it up to par with rFactor 2 in my mind in terms of physics. Like, I had a pretty good, my chest is still sore from racing. I did a couple hours today, and I I'm still kind of sore from it. You get tired, so I can, you know, see the real life guys having to be pretty dang fit just to handle these cars, right? So yeah, that about does it. That's the end of the race there. Now I just take a cruise lap into the pit. Little pop off inside the headset. Little let's go here, little let's go there. Little not even close here. Yeah, it was a cool feeling. So we have wins now. My dad actually got the first win in iRacing over me. He does the oval tracks. So he actually got the first win and pinned it up on the wall we printed out. So I printed out this one and put it up to the wall, so we each have a win. We each have a win on our wall here. So that's kind of cool too, being able to do that. And you know, he's into VR racing too, so it's cool to kind of go back and forth. You know, he'll be in it one night and I'll be in it one night. He can do it for a couple hours too, right? Okay, so let's go back here and let's see some of the incidents. I was mentioning a guy before. It's like the first corner hero type of guy. And that's usually I don't even qualify for the race. I'll start very back of the pack and try to finish like top 10 or so. But if I think I'm confident in the track, I'll actually qualify, and then the people wipe out behind me. So I don't really actually have to worry about it. Let's see here. So let's go to the chase cam here. It's rear chase. Let me just make sure this is the right. Yep, there he is. So it was this guy here. Oh no. See, he probably he got launched. You probably won't, I don't think you can see the brake pedal and the gas inside the cockpit of his car here, but I think what happened is he turned his wheel sideways and then hit the brake, probably like 50, 60, 70, maybe more like percent brake, and that just caused him to spin out. I don't think his wheels locked prior to that though. Rip. Okay, so I have a button for next incident, but bear with me because it doesn't seem to work sometimes. So let's see if we can get a couple more of the accidents that happened this race. So obviously it's going to show this one again. Maybe that was just him hitting the wall. So that one might have just been a little contact there. Oh my gosh. See, this happens so often in iRacing, man. That's one thing you don't get with AI drivers if you're playing a different sim title, right? That humans want to win. So that guy went off a little bit there. Humans want to win right away. They're not in it for the they're in it for the sprint, not the marathon, so to speak. Doink. He recovered. He didn't go into the wall or anything like that. That's a cool paint job. Yeah, into the wall there. I don't think that's enough to give him aero damage for top end speed though. Let's see what else happened here. Just a little nick of the wall. I don't think he's gonna crash into that guy. Not enough speed. Oh, rip. Doink. Another guy went in the pit. Oh, Lego car. Look at that. Roblox. Roblox racing. Oh, dang. Pulled in too early there. Oh, looks like someone else wiped out up there. That's too bad. Maybe that's it for incidents, because I didn't have one, so it went to me. Maybe not. Doink. But yeah, this game, man, you have to, like, it's actually taught me a lot about driving, like, you know, throttle management, weight distribution of the car, carrying the car to its limits without going over. Rip. Or trying to find the car's limits even, let's say. Guy's got some interesting paint jobs. That's why I like this too. There's a site called Trading Paints. There's like just thousands of paint jobs to pick from, and you click one button, it's on your car. Like, iRacing is incredibly expensive, but holy cow, it's really good. Assetto Corsa, I think, is like probably the best place to start though. Especially with like the infinite content that it has through modability. It's just its physics lack behind a little bit. Dang. That sucks. I hate getting rear-ended. Especially when you can't really prevent it and you get the safety points for it. Oh, he accelerated with the wheel a little sideways there. Yeah, sometimes, especially if your tires aren't heated up, like you really got to straighten your wheel before putting full throttle, like 505 horsepower to the wheels, so. There's still the crashes going on? What lap are we on? Let's not waste your time with ones that aren't actually colliding with anything. I don't want to see people just spin out on their own. Oh, it's this guy again. He's still in it. I don't think it's showing me crashes anymore. Maybe there's nothing left. And it just doesn't know what to do. Oh, never mind. But yeah, I haven't, this is, why I haven't been, uploading as much Iron Sight and whatnot. I have been working a lot too, so when I do get some free time, it's either, do I play some Iron Sight or do I race? And right now, racing's been an absolute blast. It's just freaking expensive though. Dunk. But it's such a unique field to race humans over just AI, right? You can get good AI races, but there's just not the same. Even if the AI racing is like they're harder to beat, it's still not as rewarding as beating players, right? Like that's what I really like about this. Dang. Bush game. I'm known for going prone on crews on Iron Sight, The bush is where I live. He's just going prone. Prone gamer. It's just a spin out. But yeah, been having a lot of fun with this. Oh, there's a lot of accidents this race. Holy cow. No wonder I won by 14.2 seconds. No wonder. Look at everyone here. It's like every 3 corners someone's crashing. What? Oh my gosh. I don't know if I said it already. I tried to film this, but then the volume was really bad, so I redid it. So now I'm kind of mixed up in my head. But the thing is, like, you can obviously a lot of people play these on like triple screens or ultra wides or even single monitors, right? And some of the best people in the world play still single monitor. But for me, it's like going 150 kilometers an hour on a monitor. You don't realize how fast you're going. You actually have to like look at it. But in VR, it feels like you're going 150 kilometers an hour. So like you're driving like cautiously, because if you crash, it feels like you're gonna crash. And with how strong I have the force feedback of the wheel cranked up, like you literally have to let go of the wheel or it's gonna like snap your fingers off if you crash, right? So it gives that immersion and sense of speed and threat of damage crashing. So I feel like VR in a sense can give you a bit of an advantage if you can get used to it and you don't get motion sick or anything like that, and it doesn't hurt your eyes or bother you. It's just a natural feel to like be in the car and look around, right? I went back and I played on my monitor, but just to see, and it's night and day. All right, looks like that's it. So, if you want to see more iRacing, there's more of it to come. I just can't really stream it yet because I haven't, tinkered around with the settings to get it to stream 90 FPS on the headset. Because as soon as I hit stream or record, my frame rate goes down, and I don't want to play low frame rate. And I haven't dialed back enough graphic settings or anything yet to figure out how to stream it smooth, unless I had like another PC or laptop to stream with it, or to act as a streaming PC, let's say. But yeah, that about does it. So if you liked iRacing, cool. Questions about it, sure, put it in the comment. But yeah, this is what I've been doing lately, and getting our first win, it's rewarding, it's fun, it's competitive, and it's I've been driving things since I was little, but I didn't think I'd actually get into like sim race or anything, but here we are. All right, catch you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now. All right, I did mention I'd show the sim rig quick here too. So right here we just have, this is the harness I use as a buckle right now. It actually does add a pretty immersive feel when you actually like get strapped into something. So a little touch that I didn't actually think would go, a long way, but it actually just like finalizes the feeling that you're racing. And then we picked up the seat for like 40 bucks off of a either a Jetta or a Golf. It came from off of Facebook Marketplace, and it does what we needed it to do. So it was on rails, so we just bolted it into our wooden sim rig here, and it can pump up and down, slide back and forth. So taller people, shorter people can still get in and out. We have the wooden sim rig here. We painted black and red recently, so we just finished up painting. Maybe I think it was last weekend. So we went with the black and red, kind of aggressive look. Also matches the monitor. So yeah, that's the wooden sim rig. We have the Thrustmaster. I don't even know the model of it. Thrustmaster shifter though. And then we got the Fanatec V3 pedals down here. So with the load cell kit and damper kit as well. So basically the braking, it's a lot better than like, let's say like the Logitech one that I was using that brakes just off distance of pedal traveled. So here it's actually like how much pressure you apply is the key factor in how much you're braking. So if you apply like 40% of your leg muscle or whatever, it's going to brake the same amount every time, and that consistency is what actually going to help you on your lap times. So yeah, those are the V3 pedals. Those are probably the biggest actually kind of noticeable upgrade, is getting used to better quality pedals. And then this takes me to this is the VR we're using. This is just the Reverb G2, and then we have the McLaren GT3 rim. We have the CSW what do you call it? What do you even call this piece? I want to say adapter, but that's not what it is. Basically, to clamp it down to this wheelbase. This is a CSW 2.5, and this rim is originally made for the CSL Elite. And this one like pumps out a lot more torque, so it actually damaged the one that this wheel comes with, or this rim comes with. So you have to put on the Club Sport attachment here for it. Oh, quick release, that's what it was called. So yeah, that's the CSW 2.5 and the McLaren GT3 rim, and then this is just a monitor for if anyone doesn't want to race in VR, or just for setting up iRacing and then loading it into the VR. This is just the 1440p 165 hertz monitor. Yeah, that's pretty much the sim rig. So yeah, if you want to see more racing, hopefully we get some more wins. Don't mind some of the spaghetti here. Oh, I shouldn't have shown that part of it. No. But yeah, we'll be racing. Hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you guys next time.